Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about the most interesting changes, in my opinion, to the Finance Act of 2021. The Finance Act, as you all know, is a fiscal legislation which is released by a government to give effect to its national budget. So what are the most interesting changes? Number one, capital gains tax are now liable on disposal of shares valued at 100 million naira and above. Prior to now, disposal of shares did not attract capital gains tax. Number two, companies that are engaged in educational services are now liable to tax as well. Companies income tax to be specific. Before, if you're engaged in educational activities, you were not liable to pay tax. Also, foreign digital companies that earn income from Nigeria are also liable to tax on their Nigerian-based revenue. So we're talking about companies like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram are now required to file and pay companies income tax and value-added tax in Nigeria. Also, tertiary education tax has also been increased from 2% to 2.5% of accessible profits. Number five, there is now excise duties on soft drinks at 10 naira per litre. Now, those soft drinks are required to be non-alcoholic, carbonated, and sweetened. It's not very clear whether these three attributes have to apply or if you have to apply to just one for a soft drink to actually qualify to this excise duty of 10 naira per litre. Number six is the Nigerian Police Trust Fund Act levy. Now, the interesting thing about this particular levy is that it was introduced in 2019, but the modalities for compliance were not very clear. But the Finance Act of 2021 has clarified those misunderstandings, and now it is levied at 0.005% of net profit of any company in a given year. So companies are required to now pay that Nigerian Police Trust Fund Act, which will be used to train Nigerian police officers. Last but not least, the seventh change is the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure of Nigeria. That's also a new, well, maybe not new, levy that will be introduced because it was first introduced in 1992, but at the same time the compliance wasn't followed through with. But now the Finance Act of 2021 has brought it back, and companies will now be liable at 0.25% of profit before tax. Now, it's not for every company. It's for companies in the banking sector, telecommunication sector, and ICT generally. And if your turnover is less than 100 million per annum, you're not required to comply. Part of the issues that have been raised with the NASENI levy is the fact that how does it differ from the NIDA levy, which already regulates or is already levied rather on these companies operating in the IT sector. I guess time will tell. I hope you've enjoyed this and you've learned from some of the most interesting changes for the Finance Act of 2021. Are there other changes that we didn't mention that you want to share? Please let us know in the comment section. Thank you very much.